Hey guys, my wife suggested I do a video on how to water your aroids and take care of your aroids. So I have a large collection of aroids here that I've kept for, I guess, for a couple of years now. And aroids do love airy soil. A lot of them grow on trees, so they don't even have any soil in the wild. So I would just want to show you how I water these guys and how they are all so happy. And this really applies to many houseplants because the number one killer of houseplants is overwatering them. So let's take this one for example. So all my plants are in ceramic pots like this, and then they have a liner, plastic liner, which is an orchid pot. And the orchid pot's got lots of holes and slits to it, which makes it breathe really nice. As you can see, a very happy plant here. And I'm not worried about these roots busting out. I don't replant it, I don't put it in a bigger pot. That's also a number one killer of houseplants, is repotting it into a bigger pot all the time and not using the correct soil. So here I use a very airy mix of soil. Actually, in fact, there's very little soil in here. It's mostly bark mulch, perlite, sphagnum moss, coconut coir, and occasionally there'll be some charcoal in there, and maybe a little bit of worm castings, which is basically worm shit. Anyways, so I have it in this ceramic pot here to retain the water. So as I water this, the water runs through there very quickly and then collects on the bottom. And then I leave about maybe a 1/4 inch of water down in the bottom. And then it basically sips on that water and draws it up, rather than the traditional method of watering the plant from the bottom or from the top, and then the whole pot's soaked. So this, and then I let it dry out. So I only water these plants maybe every 3 to 4 weeks. So this is dry by the time I water it again. That's very important, to let the plant dry out. Now the other secret is I have a fish tank here. This is my daughter's fish tank, and it's full of plants as well, and it has some fish in there, betta fish, some cardinal tetras, and I use the water from this fish tank to water all my plants. And the benefit of that, there's no chlorine obviously in there. There's also lots of nutrients that the fish produce through through eating and defecation. As you can see, even the water plants are doing really well in there. And then this water is heated, so when I'm watering my plants, that water is at 78, 79 Fahrenheit. So the combination of fish tank water, and if you don't have a fish tank, I would highly recommend you use filtered water through a Brita, or if you have some sort of home filtration equipment, or you buy some bottled water. Do not use tap water. Tap water is probably the worst thing for your plants. So I do also fertilize a little bit the water prior to going into my plants, but I don't do that every time. I probably do that every maybe every 4th time, because there is also lots of fertilizer in this fish tank water. But if you don't have fish tank water, you could fertilize every watering if you so choose. The other thing with these plants, aroids, is they don't need tons of light. So I have them on a shelf above my TV like I showed you, and they get ambient light from the windows, so they don't receive tons of light. Now if you have variegated aroids or variegated house plants, they will require a little bit of light, a little bit more light, but it doesn't have to be direct sunlight. In fact, it's better if it's not direct sunlight, but ambient light. The other thing with keeping houseplants is they live in the tropics, so you want to keep your house no lower than 15 degrees Celsius, preferably closer to 20 degrees Celsius. And then they really love it when the temperatures go up higher, since a lot of these are growing in the jungle where it's 25 to 30 Celsius. So again, ceramic pot, nice aroid mix of soil, chunky media, very well draining, an orchid plastic pot like this, And you can see how happy these plants are. They're just busting out with nice fresh roots. The roots are nice and white. There's no rot whatsoever. And I water them about every 3 to 4 weeks, depending on the temperature in the house. So in the summer, more frequent, in the winter, less frequent. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you have any questions, please post below. Thanks for watching.